Why are we so tired?
I believe one of the main things is the transition of seasons. So because we are used to so many things being done fast, now we want quick success, we want quick money, we want, even if you think about relationships, many people have so many exes. Watu wanakaa X-Men. So
imepita wengi.
Yeah, it's because we want, you start it works, Mm-hmm. There is actually a big difference between being productive and being busy. Because when you're busy, you're moving up and about, but there is no actual goal in mind. Actions plus thoughts minus goals is equals to stagnation. Goals plus actions minus thoughts is equals to hustle. Thoughts plus goals minus actions is equals to daydreaming. The thing about Satan is a master masquerader. Like, to masquerade means you paint a certain image, but the real thing is at the back. So the thing about social media has a lot of duality. There's a face you show and there's a real you. Now, any person who is really obsessed with social media, what do they see? They will see the face that the person shows.
Welcome to the Voice and Vision Podcast.
Different ways that you invest depending on the amount of money.
Akazungusha macho akasema kama huyu jamaa.
A podcast where we dive deep into stories and ideas on how the current world is running. Thank you guys. Welcome to the second segment of the Voice and Vision Podcast with Pastor Bonki.
Wow. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here.
Hi guys. I'm really having an awesome time and I want to say congratulations. You're doing an amazing work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And it's good to see my friends, Pastor Noah and Pastor Daniel here. Actually, the ones who made me meet you. So it's good to see them as well and to see your parents. Yeah, and my wife is also here.
Yay.
Please clap for my wife. Yeah, so thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so guys, thank you so much for sticking along. Can't wait at siku moja kusemaga and my wife is here.
Hey. Can my wife come and sing? Can my wife come and do an acapella?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, why not?
Please come in. Please clap for my wife.
Andoi microphone, doi.
Oh, wow.
Hi everyone. Hi everybody. It's a cappella, so you can help me sing along, okay? If you know the song. Karibu niseme msisikize sauti, musikize maneno. Yes, but it is well. So my husband has requested me to sing this song. So it's called Your Love. So it talks about the love of God, how immensely the Father has showered us with his everlasting love. Yeah, so if you know the song, you can help me, okay? I no wetin I do will make you love me so, daddy. No be say I to sabi, but you love me constantly. I know where I for day. If no be you, they lead the way. Your grace and mercy no they fail. You they love me constantly. This your love, it is all I want. This your grace is my warm embrace. Daddy galaba misie, ibagala misie. This this your love is all I want. Say, this your grace is my warm embrace. Daddy galama bisiye, igalama bisiye. Ifunanyagi kachama, oh kachama. When I look around, all I see is your love. Ifunanyagi kachama, oh kachama. When I look around, all I see is your love. Say, ifunanyagi kachama, oh kachama. When I look around, all I see is your love.
Way. 5 factorial clubs. Sindio? Aya, when you are ready, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Oi, hawa ongei heaven. Ui, haupatani nayo. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yay.
Hey, good morning. Hey, are you ready? Hey, wewe anasema na roho, yes. So in 1, 2, 3, twende. Wow.
What a wife.
Hey, what a wife, I tell you.
Sina maoni.
That's why you should pray before you choose your wife.
MC Oscar ni unaambiwa.
Hey, siongei.
Thank you so much. Miss Bonki.
Just say Mrs. Bonky.
Mrs. Bonki.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm honored to be here.
Even maybe as a start of a brief introduction about yourself. Who's Pastor Bonki?
Sure. My name is Cyrus Bonke Gashoge. I'm a pastor, by the grace of God, of Harvest Family Church. Yeah, and I'm born again. I love Jesus. I'm a child of God, and I'm really happy to be here. Yes, so...
Na nimenotice kuna kitu moja mimi na Pastor Bonki tuko nayo in common. Sisi na kudance hivi.
Hapana.
Hatuwezi.
At least niko D+. Uko D-. Pastor no ako E.
Mimi miguu mikono ilikataa coordinate but ilikataa like
Yeah. That's why next time stay close to Pastor Noah.
oh.
You look like a dancer.
Nitajana niko mali juu kidogo.
Yeah.
And before the show ends, MC Oscar, kutakuwa na session ya Pastor Noah ya kudance.
Hey.
Alafu tutampatia free mocktail. This Pastor Noah.
I agree.
Alafu tutampatia free mocktail. Guys, before we start off, yes, I'd like to take this opportunity just to mention a few of our sponsors, starting with the Ruare Media Services. Mkiona hizi makamera kubwa hapa, they are the ones who are sponsoring us, BTL TV and Ruare FM. So let's clap for them. BTL TV, ukiingia pale kwa TV, uende kwa Pang, utapata TV inaitwa Breaking the Limits TV. They are very awesome shows. It's a very nice TV. Hiyo naweza kuguarantee. Very nice TV shows. Na tuko na radio Ruare FM, that's 101.7 FM. Content iko hapo. Asubuhi ukiamka na unapatana na a presenter called Eddie Githenji. By the way, he's in the house. Shout out to Eddie Githenji. Ukiamka asubuhi mapema from 6 uwashe radio, sauti utasikia ni yake. So let's appreciate him again. Yes, and also thank you to Abundant New Life Church. Yes, that's the home to BTL TV and RFM. So let's kindly appreciate them. Asante. And also like to mention the Nick Finest. Hizo mock limezisikia aje? Kazi safi Noma. Fire si fire. Kabisa. So ukiingia pale Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, in fact tuna wifi, hiyo ni kazi unafaa uko ukifanya sahihi. Ingia hapo, tafuta The Nick Finest. All their social media platforms, The Nick Finest, utawapata hapo. And in case you want to contact them, utapata namba kwa the social media. Na pia pale nyuma kabisa kuna bana ya The Nick pale nyuma. Make sure umeipiga picha. Anyway, this guy never disappoints. Season ni mocktail, so imagine food. Alikabatishi. So shout out to The Nick. Let's appreciate him, please. Another shout out kidogo ni kama ametoka. Anaitwa Atom Graphic. Ako wapi? Huyu na huyo. Siaseme kitu hata. Ukichungulia posta za the Voice and Vision Podcast pale, the VV show, hizo logo, ukiona kazi mzuri imefanywa ya designing ya posters, na hiyo ni kazi ya Atom Graphic. So help me appreciate him. Na anakoga na social anxiety, yezi ongea mbele ya mic, lakini inamuelewa. Sasa yeye ameenda huko nyuma na nisimuite hapa, lakini it's okay. Shout out to DJ Jonte in the house. Mafanya kazi fiti na mix pale. Big up man. Kabisa. Kiburi reloaded. Yes, I'd also like to shout out to MC Oscar. Mumeona ana deliver, isipokuwa ni vile sometimes anapenda kuniibisha. Lazima niulize swali, anajua itaniweka kwa fix. Afanye ni kama sikuenda shule. Usirudi hivyo. Sema pole.
Nabii mwenyewe.
Thank you so much MC Oscar for being here today. And I'd like to shout out to my parents in the house. Mr. and Mrs. Morioki. Thank you so much. Yes, also to my youth pastors, Pastor White. Yes, and Pastor Ruth White. Thank you so much for being here. Asanteni. Nakwaga na it's Pastor Swingi. Pastor Noah and Pastor D in the house. Alafu Pastor Noah nilifanya video marketing ya Vivisho na yeye. Hiyo ilikuwa I think nafaa nilipe hiyo tax, ndio nilikutumia sana. See you there. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. And iko group itajagwi. Anyway, in my church I happen to serve in the media. Na tutajagwi na tusikiagi vizuri. Atutajagwi. Bishop anasimama alafu anasema thank you to the praise and worship, the choir. Wameimba vizuri hawa watu. Alafu media nimesimama hapo shanga karibu nimuulize tunadu nini hapa. But anyway, shout out to my media crew. Tuko na Mr. Alex pale. Alex ni wa gym na ni wa Maniu kama mimi. Shout out to Alex. Joanita pale nyuma, Anslem, na kuna mwingine kwa mahali tu anaitwa Peter. That's my media team. So ukiona VV Pod on TV na pale YouTube, kazi imefanywa vizuri. They are the ones behind the camera. Wow. And shout out to my friends wenye wote wako hapa. And niko na shida na marafiki zangu.
Gani?
Wote.
Shida gani?
Hao wote. They are people I know personally. So nana shughuli sijui jina yake. So kumaanisha mimi nimefanya kazi ya kuita wote kwa mtu ameita mtu.
Yo si poa.
Wote nawajua. Nilikuwa nangoja kila mtu akuje at least mtu sijui ama nani ana shughuli sijui jina yake. Mrs. Bonki. That's enough, nikicho iko poa. But anyway, thank you so much for being here. Shout out to everyone who's here for the VV show season 2. At least toa kasimu, piga picha, post hashtag the Voice and Vision show season 2. Na kuna wifi by the way, watu wa subscribe kwa the Voice and Vision podcast. Alafu ukiangalia these guys wenye wamesimama wote, the people with tags, nyuma ya tag kuna QR code. If you scan the QR code, itakupeleka direct to WhatsApp channel, and from there you can be getting all the updates. Our latest episodes, we do weekly episodes every Saturday from 9 p.m. BTL TV, Rwara FM, YouTube. Yes, na pia tuna post reels Facebook, TikTok and all our social media platforms. So ukiona ule jamaa pale, piga na simu, scan and kindly follow our channel and also our social media platforms at the Voice and Vision podcast. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, wapi kwingine na kila mahali. Pastor Bonki, again, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And by the way, shout out to Kitchen Elite. Ni vibaya wako hapa alafu watu wataje. It's bad. See, like, I know the pain of not being mentioned.
Acknowledged.
Yes, so shout out to Kitchen Elite. And shout out to Lone Bull Arcade wametupay facility. So big up to them. Yes, and now we'll be diving deep into our topic. Anyway, it's a continuation of what we did in the first segment. Why are we so tired? Lakini I think ya kwanza ilikuwa ni njaa, na vile umechangamka after your mocktail.
Yeah. Ilikuwa njaa.
Ilikuwa njaa. So, even as we start off, why do you think we are so tired?
Well, as I was listening to the first conversation and even the wonderful contributions from the other people, I realized it's many things. But I believe one of the main things is the transition of seasons. So basically when you're growing up, you're used to routine. Like umepangiwa routine kwa shule, kishamaliza shule, unaenda campus, then your parents are taking care of everything. And now it hits you that the responsibility is on your shoulders. So I think coming to terms with that new season creates a certain mental picture of what's expected of you. And now as you go about life, you start to feel the whole weight upon your shoulders. So you start wondering, how will I do it? Is there enough time? Will I do this by 28? Will I be able to be here by 30? So that thinking constantly, it's not really like a physical thing. It's more of a mental thing if you think about it. It's because of that constant thinking. But there's something that Jesus said that makes me happy. He said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." So Jesus was aware that people would get weary. He was aware that people would be heavy laden. And he says, "Come to me." So I believe in any building, like the foundation is the main thing. So you can build on the building different rooms, you can build toilets and everything. But I believe the foundational solution is actually Jesus. And then every other thing has to be built on that foundation. So when you come to him, when you're weary or heavy laden, there's a rest you have. Then after that, now everything else is built on that. Every other thing that probably, like what I had a certain lady give quite a good answer in regards to being patient. Like waiting for the right time and not being microwave. Because if I maybe, I don't know whether you've had that kind of a conversation with your parents, where they tell you they feel like because of our phones and everything is a dial away, like something like that, we are so used to things being done fast.
Yeah.
For them, they're a bit different. I don't know maybe if you have ever had such a conversation. So for them, because clock ilikuwa kando, everything else was, because the phone came and put many things together. Yeah, so it's really different for them than it is for us. So because we are used to so many things being done fast, now we want quick success, we want quick money, we want, even if you think about relationships, many people have so many exes. I don't know, X-Men. So
imepita wengi.
Yeah, it's because we want, you start, it works, you start, it works. Then you maybe, if especially you who is doing this, you can, it's not as easy as it seems. There's always something behind the scenes. So I think first we build on Jesus, then now every other thing comes on it. So I believe the transiting of seasons is one of the reasons why many people are feeling tired, but it's more of a mental thing than a physical thing. Yeah.
Well, I love that. And maybe a personal question. Do you feel tired? Well, do you ever at some point feel tired? Of course, not ile tired umeenda umelimu umechoka, ile naturally una feel too, like the current world you're living in, you find people are tired. So yourself umejipata mahali umefeel, no, I'm just tired.
Yeah, I remember there was one season where I was feeling like that. And well, there's something we were actually discussing with you, and I remember you asked, so what is a sign maybe that somebody is feeling maybe a bit burnt out? And one of the things I realize is when you're feeling burnt out, or when in that season when you're feeling tired, an anthill will feel like a mountain. Just a small rift will feel like a valley. And many things actually become offensive when when in that season of feeling tired and burnt out. You get offended by almost everything offends you. Your parents offend you, your friends offend you, the government offends you, everything around you is offensive.
Even the pet at home inakuoffend.
Yeah, even the pet at home. Yeah, everything starts to feel like, why are you talking to me like that? Why is this not this? Why this? So you start feeling like that. And those are just signs that you're actually in that season of feeling burnt out or feeling tired. So when I remember when I was in that season, there are some things that if I look back right now, unajiuliza aziniyo kitu iko kubwa hivyo, but when you are there, actually it was feeling like a mountain. So yes, I've actually been there. Yeah.
Wow. And I had some few questions.
Sure.
Of course, questions derived from, we like updating our status pale kwa nini zetu, so we get some few questions that we dedicated for this show, dedicated to our main guest. So and maybe you can look at some of the questions.
Sure.
And the first one is, we talked of, if you're not busy, you are lazy. We did that assumption. But now the questions comes in. Do you think that we are confused we confuse being productive and being constantly busy?
Well, I would love to first say that there is actually a big difference between being productive and being busy. Because, when you're busy, you're moving up and about, but there is no actual goal in mind. And somebody said, let me read for you. He said, actions plus thoughts minus goals is equals to stagnation. Goals plus actions minus thoughts is equals to hustle. Thoughts plus goals minus actions is equals to daydreaming. So when you're busy, you have the first one that I said, you have the actions, you have the thoughts, but you don't have the goals. That's why somebody feels stagnant when you're just busy moving around. But when you're productive, you actually have a set goal that you desire to achieve. So which example can I give? Yesterday I saw Safaricom made, I think 52% additional profits. From in regards to the first half of the year. No, was it in the second quarter? Sorry, because they divide it into 3 quarters. So in quarter 2 than they did in quarter 1. So you realize they already had a certain goal. They already know where. You see, in life, I believe every person should know where you are, know where you're not, and you know where you're going. So you can realize they actually know where they were, where they are going, and they know where they currently are. So you can realize they are being productive. Okay? And actually, when you look back to the Garden of Eden, I'm sure most of you have read this story of Adam and Eve. Have you read that story? Yes. If you have not read, Charlie, you need to read your Bible. So Genesis chapter 2, God gives man the Garden of Eden. Then he tells him two things. He says, number one, work. Okay? Number two, take care of it. So he said those two things. And well, one time I was listening to Miles Monroe, and he said something. When that word take care of it or tend or cultivate means to make excellent, means to make it better, okay, to improve it. So at times we work hard, okay, but we have the first part of working, which you'd call being busy. But we miss out on the part of tending or taking care of or making it excellent, making it better, making it count. Like you are there, you're making what you're doing to actually have a certain goal. So when somebody is busy, the main issue they'll have is their stagnance. So naturally, they start feeling tired with life. But when somebody is productive, they'll have goals, they'll have a certain thing that they're working towards. Yeah. I think it's one lady who said, we have not defined what we want. Yeah. So if you have not yet defined the end goal, how will you know where you're going? So because, as she said, our minds are everywhere. They're everywhere. So you are doing, but you don't really know what you want. Yeah. So you end up being busy and not being productive. I hope that helps.
And it's bad. Very bad, eh?
Yeah, it's very bad. It's actually, you'll feel like at the end of it, you'll be frustrated. Yeah. And I believe many people in life feel frustrated. But I believe if they clearly understood the difference between being busy and being productive, something would change. Yeah.
Some people argue that, no, actually, I've witnessed this in my home as I was growing up. My dad ako hapa, and he's one of the people when they don't believe in kuka idol. They always filthy for taking a break. What's your take on that?
Taking a break. Well, I understand him. So rest before labor is laziness. Rest is only rest if it's after work. So now, in regards to rest, I believe it's a good thing. Okay, if it's done after labor, because God himself, if you read Genesis chapter 2 again, you see that God rested. So God makes the whole universe, the billions of planets, the millions of plant species, the fish in the sea, everything we can see and everything we have no idea about, all the gold, everything. So after that, he takes a rest. And you can realize that rest is actually designed by God. Okay, now fast forward, he meets Moses on the mountain, and then he gives him something called the Sabbath day. So what was the purpose of the Sabbath day? God realized that men in this life, they can really work themselves silly and never rest. So in his love, he designs a day where people should just rest. And when you read it, let me just read it for you. Okay. You realize he addresses everyone, including animals. He even says that animals should rest. Exodus chapter 20. Let me read it for you. Here it is. So he says, for in 6 days, verse 10, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work. Neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your male and female servants, nor your animals or any foreigner. So you can realize even God, when he thinks even about the animals, he also wants them to rest. So rest is very godly. I don't know whether you know Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
So he just recently, he was assassinated. Yeah. He was also a person of speaking. So he had this tradition that he had. Once a week, he would switch off his phone completely. And he would just rest and spend time with his family at least once a week. And he says that's one of the ways that actually rejuvenated him a lot. Up to date, when you go to maybe a place like Jerusalem, because Jerusalem has three parts. There's a Muslim part, the Christian part and the Jewish side. So in the Jewish side, on Sundays, there are no shops that are open. Because on Sunday, they believe that it's a Sabbath rest. And funny enough, the richest, I would say, marginalized community in the whole world are the Jews. Because they have that practice of resting. Because when you rest, what happens is that your mind gets time to refresh. Your mind gets time to recollect itself. Your mind is able to actually align many things when you're in that moment of resting. You know, before science, God tells the Israelites, after 7 years, the land should rest. You should not farm anything. So, fast forward now, when we have science and all those things, you can test the soil. You realize that after the land, after 7 years, the nutrients in the soil zinakuwa deplete.
Yeah.
So your rest is actually to replenish all the nutrients that are lost. And somebody who, like any person who does that, who allows the land to rest for like a year, actually has more produce after that. So that's the power of resting. The power of taking a break is that you are replenished. You more like I don't know, I can't explain it, but it's just how God designed it. That when you take a break, when you take a break and you come back to the same thing, you're actually replenished. You actually come with more energy. Yeah. So that's my take on taking a break.
Pastor Noah, take a break, usifanya kazi sana. By the way, Pastor Noah, he really likes to work.
Yeah.
Ni ngumu upate akiwa idle.
It's true.
A break is good.
Yeah. And Pastor Daniel is our master teacher on how to take a break.
Yes. Wakiwa na Brenda. Brenda anaza take breaks.
Brenda is the first category of resting before labor.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. There's a part in the first segment we talked of social media. And our argument was that we are frustrated, especially when you just open your phone and see people your age. Hey, nashangawe mtu kwani. What's happening? What's not happening?
Yeah.
Do you feel like social media inachangia sisi kuwa more frustrated?
Well, yes. I believe yes. Now, what's the issue with social media? I remember your discussion. And the truth is, every person wants to share the happy part. For instance, please take out your phones. Please take a selfie. Just please take out your phone, take a selfie. Instantly, what do? You smile. Instantly, you smile. That's the thing about social media. It's not the real thing. I remember one time I saw a video and Drake was crying. And he was saying, we don't live in pictures. That's the main thing that people don't understand. People don't live in pictures. Yeah. For instance, if I hire a car and go with it for Christmas and then take some pictures, it's fake. It's not the real thing. So I think one thing that every person should understand is that people don't live in pictures. Even like some celebrities that people love and follow. Charlie, after I got born again, light started to come and I realized that the thing about Satan, he's a master masquerader. Like, to masquerade means you paint a certain image, but the real thing is at the back. So the thing about social media has a lot of duality. There's a face you show, and there's a real you. Now, any person who is really obsessed with social media, what do they see? They will see the face that the person shows. Okay? So, because of the fallen nature of human beings, and that's why God said, do not covet your neighbor's ox, house, wife. It's very serious. So what happens is that covetousness, like desiring that, okay? Because covetousness is wanting something that belongs to somebody else. You want their fame, you want their money, you want their followers. That, like, you're just coveting. Covetousness in people, what it brings about is discontentment. Okay? And discontentment is the mother of all depression and anxiety. When you live in discontentment, that's when you feel a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression. Any person who wants to commit suicide, it's a contentment issue. They're just feeling discontented. They're discontented maybe with how they look. They think, I should look like this. My hips should be number 8. I mean, sister, just be okay with your 11. It's okay. It's a big blessing. Look, let me say this. The Bible says, does not nature teach you? If you look at nature, you realize that God is a diverse God. The beauty of God is in his diversity. Even trees, they are not of the same size. They are not of the same leaves. They are not of the same roots. Okay? Look at fish, different. Look, like anything that God has created, the beauty of God is in the diversity. So what makes us beautiful as people is the fact that you are different from me, I am different from that person. That unity is what makes us beautiful. So because of social media, there's a way that people portray themselves. And when you constantly feed on social media, what you end up being is very discontented. And you start to compare yourself. Oh, this person has a car. I don't have a car. Perhaps you don't know he joined a cult. Because I remember there's this story. This is a true story, by the way. Yeah, so a man of God in my bishop now, he was casting out a certain devil from a certain guy. So, and like the covenant with, like the person had entered into, okay? Actually, it was the daughter of that man. So the father had sold his daughter, okay, out to through a covenant to demonic forces for money. So the guy had crazy money. The guy had crazy cars. The guy had everything you'd think you'd need. So maybe you're there, you're comparing yourself to that guy. You don't know where the source is from. Now, I'm sure, I think earlier this year, in the news, I remember seeing the head of the Freemasons in Nairobi. You know, I used to hear about that temple. I didn't believe, but it's actually true. There's a Freemason temple in Nairobi. And there are so many young people involved in it. I have a friend who was around 5th in line to get there. This is a true story. So, I mean, perhaps that's what you want, okay? But you don't realize the thing behind it. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, like, social media is not the place where you should get your worth. I believe the main issue with us young people is trying to get our worth in the wrong things. Like you're looking for external clappings for you to feel better. You're looking for external validation for you to feel like you're a person. You're looking for external, maybe for a girl, you want to be told you're beautiful. So you believe you have to show your boobs for you to be told that. But my dear sister, the most rare treasures are hidden. So you realize that many people are looking for validation from outside. Well, the validation, the most powerful thing in this world is having the validation from inside. That's why I said everything is built on Jesus. Now, in Jesus, you're already loved. So you don't need, I don't know whether there's a brand. You don't need brand Kevin to tell you I love you for you to feel validated or to feel loved. You're already loved. You're already chosen. God has already chosen you, by the way. The fact that you're here, God has already chosen you. You're already accepted. You see, I'll tell you my personal story. All my life, I wanted to be a cool kid. So I had decided I will do everything to become a cool kid.
Light skin now.
So before I gave my life to Jesus. So this is a true story, by the way. So, you would have seen me moving from Rongai all the way to Thika just to party, to have pictures to post on social media. And there, I'm posting. Look, what I'll tell you a true story. One time because then I was very popular on the socials, and girls would look for me and everything. Hey, it was very serious. Now, one time I was taking a selfie to post, and I asked myself a genuine question. I asked myself, if these people knew who I truly am, would they really accept me? Because all I was doing, I didn't even have money at that point. I was just posting a picture for the sake of it. So you realize that we really try and find validation in fake things, in the superficial. And God is not in the superficial. God is in the long lasting. So I would say that there is no need to find your worth in social media. Be authentic, be genuine, be sincere, find your worth in what counts. Yeah. And I believe there would be a great change in our generation.
Wow. I love that. Oh, yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Naona cheerleader pale amesema that's my
No, I did my part. I brought some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, your friends.
You did your part.
I did.
Thank you. And even before we wrap up our today's episode, this is a challenge that affects me personally.
Sure.
Sometimes I feel I haven't done enough. Most of the time, actually. And I know it's a challenge. It's a common challenge among us. So what advice would you give to someone like me who always feel
you
like
haven't done enough? Yeah. So now, number one, I would say define enough. So what do you feel that when you do it will be enough? My pastor told me define success. Because to some, success is cars. To others, success is having a wedding. To others, success is maybe flying to Netherlands. So define success and define enough. Secondly, it's intrinsic in us to want to become better. Okay? Now, having a desire to become better is not a wrong thing. It's actually a godly thing. Because if you realize that God is not a stagnant God. Actually, do you know the universe expands every year? Like the planets, I'm a person who is fascinated by space. So there's something called the pillar of creation that actually births stars. Okay, so there are more stars, there are more planets. Each year, the universe we know of, like the billions of galaxies that are out there, is always growing. And what Mao the poet said, in him we live and move and have our being. So realize in all that, God is not stagnant. God is always a moving God. God is always a person who brings growth. So the intrinsic desire to grow is actually from God. Now, the thing that you should have, and I believe every one of us should have, even when you're desiring to do more, is something called contentment. Contentment is, yes, I know I desire more, okay? But I'm very happy and satisfied to be here, okay? Like, it's not something that is maybe making me anxious. It's not something that is making me want to use illegal means. Yeah, because I've seen people get into debts. But they get, like, you find somebody, sijue, sahi ako CRB man, ako 21. Jua amekopa everywhere. So, like, you realize many people want their future now. So you are willing to even have a sponsor. You see many people, they sacrifice values for the sake of what they want. Anytime we sacrifice our values for the sake of what you want, it's no longer the godly desire for more. It's now greed. When you sacrifice, maybe you're even a Christian, okay? Then you're willing to sacrifice your Christianity for the sake of that thing. You're willing to sacrifice your dignity as a lady and find mbabas who will take you to Dubai or Saudi Arabia in Ayat or something of the sort. You sacrifice the values that really make you. The sacrifice the values that made you a Christian, that make you a Christian, that your parents instill in you. Things that you know, these are the things that actually define No, there's something I learned from, I think Charlie Kirk really inspired me. My wife can tell you. So one of the things he really had values. He had things he stood on. And I believe every person in this life should have something that you cannot be shaken from. There's some things that you believe in. Okay? Now, like, basically, now, if you don't have values and if somebody has nowhere they stand on, anything can sway them. Like, by the time Trump was coming into the US government, I know you'll not believe this, but there were more than 100 genders in America. More than 100. So that's crazy. So he had to like bring the people back to sanity that there are only 2 genders. But you see, it's because people have no values that they are really willing to fight for. So anything that comes sways them. So I believe that we should have principles that we stand on, okay? So that we are not easily swayed into the place of greed or into the place of competitiveness or into the place of like moving out of what we should do for the sake of things, okay? So I believe, yes, desire to grow, desire to be more, desire to have more, that's actually a godly desire. You know, there's this research, by the way, it was done way back, causes of intractable poverty. One of it is the lack of a desire for a good life. So you can see, like, having a desire for a good life is a good thing. It's actually a good thing. But now we should do it from a place of contentment, not from a place of greed. So I believe feeling like you have not done enough, now it should be you go back to the drawing board. Is it from a place of greed, or am I content here as I desire for more? Yeah, so that's what I would actually say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey. Guys, nimekuwa na homa hii wiki yote, nimekuwa nikikunywa ndimu lakini anyway, God is good.
Yeah, all the time.
And maybe as we wrap up our today's episode, I'll give 3 chances to our audience to direct a question to our main guest, Pastor Bonki. Tosh, unaniangalie uko na swali kwani? Tosh anataka kuuliza swali pale, mpe mic.
Sikukupe. Pastor Bonki, hi.
Hello.
Can you define greed in
Okay.
unajua?
Yeah, greed. Yeah, okay. So that's actually a very good question. Now, greed is the excessive desire for something. Now, when it crosses certain boundaries, yeah, as I was saying, like being willing to sacrifice everything else for the sake of that thing. I remember somebody said, "I'll do anything to make it." Like the story I was telling you, my friend, he's a friend of mine called Sam. He was telling me what some people would sacrifice for the sake of those riches. One person was told to cut off his private parts, and the guy did it for the sake of money. That's now greed. It's no longer a godly desire. So it's an excessive desire for something. Yeah, and the Bible actually calls it idolatry. Yeah, that's how I would define it.
Do you have any other question?
Oh, thank you so much. Guys, that's my pastor, so I'm very proud. I have a question. So you told us that you should have a desire to be better. And my question is, you have the desire, you have the goals, but how do you maintain the focus? Because there are a lot of distractions. So many things are there to distract us. So how do you maintain the focus?
Yes, so I believe the greatness of any man is found in his daily routines. So daily habits really make any person. I believe that, number one, write it. You know, what writing does is it translates your intangible thoughts, like the chaos here, to tangible. That's why any intelligent person is a writer. any intelligent person is actually a writer. So I believe write it down, and then have your daily routines directed towards it. So you realize that now in regards to the distractions, maybe if for you, because of the vision you have of the podcast and everything, you watch a lot of podcasts, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So you realize even what you feed on, because anything you read, anything you watch, anything you listen to, you're actually feeding yourself. Yeah, because there are two gateways to your spirit, your ears and your eyes. So anything you're actually watching, anything you're actually listening to, anything you're actually reading is actually a gateway to yourself. So you start watching things directed towards that. Maybe if you're an IT person, you start, even if like it's content, you really streamline the thing to that. It really maintains the focus. You maintain that. I'm sure all the footballers, they watch a lot of football.
Yeah.
The people who play football, they will watch a lot of it. Maybe like for me, because I'm a pastor, I watch a lot of preaching, you see. So feed on the right things, have amazing daily routines, and be a writer. I believe that would really help, would go a long way. Yeah.
Wow. I think because of time, that will be enough for today. Anyway, Pastor Bonki atakuwa hapa, so unaweza muuliza hii ni swali behind the tent. So Pastor Bonki, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Kim, for having me. But this is my far distant cousin.
True.
Yeah, so we were very surprised.
Very surprised.
Yeah.
And maybe to our audience, thank you so much for choosing to be here when you are hapa. And even for those who will watch us in BTL TV, thank you so much for choosing to be a loyal follower. Also, the ones listening to us on Dwara FM, thank you so much for choosing to be a loyal listener. Na pia subscribers wetu pale YouTube, thank you so much for always tuning in. Yes, this is the Voice and Vision podcast. We do weekly episodes every Saturday at 9 p.m. YouTube, Dwara FM, and YouTube. And unaweza catch up na sisi in our previous episodes. And by the grace of God, my last episode nilifanya last week ilikuwa VVPod at 1.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's been 1 year with my
It's beautiful.
very able host, Joe Bran Gashengo. Ama ukipenda Pastor Joby. So guys, that's all for today. And as we wrap up, maybe a parting shot for our audience, both the live audience and also our audience from BTL TV.
Oh, okay. So, parting shots. I would say find your identity in Jesus. He is the author and the finisher of your faith. He is the ultimate source of your strength. And anyone who looks to him, as the Bible says, he's radiant and his face will never be covered with shame. So trust him. I'm telling you, he'll take care of you. He knows you. He loves you. And subscribe to the VV
Yay!
podcast. So,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Na guys, mtu asitoke hapa kama hajajua VV3 ni ya lini. So usiharakishe kutoka. Thank you guys.
Wow. That was very inspirational.